Dear friends, welcome to the Wednesday Word on Wednesday the 25th of February. On Tuesday last week at the midweek communion service of the Minster, we baptised 5 of our Iranian brothers. We had intended to baptise them at our baptism Sunday in March, but sadly they heard last week that they are being moved from their hotel in Cheltenham to another town whose location they still did not know. We've since discovered that they're moving to King's Lynn. This moving of asylum seekers from town to town does seem particularly cruel, especially for those who've begun to establish relationships and put down roots. Over the last 5 years, we've been deeply blessed by the number of Iranian asylum seekers joining our church family. Some have been granted asylum and have been joined by their families. Others are still navigating the system and living with uncertainty. Some became Christians in Iran and had to flee the country for their safety. Others have come to faith since arriving here. But their presence has enriched us, challenged us, and shaped our life together in ways for which we thank God. We've had to adapt our evangelistic and disciple programs in order to include and support them. We've run Alpha courses with Farsi subtitles and Al Mazira, a widely translated 13-session video-based course designed to help people from Muslim backgrounds explore the Christian faith. Wonderfully, Al Mazira is now led by one of the Iranians who's able to answer questions far better than we can. And alongside this, we are running ISEBS, an international simple English Bible study, to help our Iranian brothers and sisters and non-native English speakers begin to read and study the Bible for themselves. Tuesday's baptism was incredibly moving as each of the men shared his testimony. Here are some highlights from their stories. I was going through despair, emptiness, and meaninglessness. Through a friend, I learned about Jesus Christ, love and forgiveness. I experienced his presence, found deep peace, renewed hope, and a living relationship with God. Another says, due to problems with Islam, I left religion for 9 years. A Christian friend invited me to a house church. Because conversion is a major crime in Iran, I was forced to hide and eventually leave the country. Another said, I was involved in drugs and alcohol and had a chaotic life until God's grace and the gospel reached my heart. God soothed my wounds. I found peace, became God's child, and now I trust in Jesus Christ. A fourth said, born a Muslim with struggles and loss, I felt distant from God until meeting a Christian friend whose life had been changed. Through Christianity, I found love, compassion, new life and joy. I believe God accepted me and walks beside me. And finally, my mother was healed and I saw the miracle of Christ. Christ touched my heart and I was saved. Jesus is my Saviour, the Anointed One. My salvation has purpose and strengthened my faith. We are so sad to be saying goodbye to our brothers who have only recently joined us, but we confidently entrust them to the Lord, who says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So do continue to pray for them, for peace in uncertainty, for churches who will love and disciple them, for new Christian friendships wherever they're placed, and an assurance of God's presence in the days ahead. God bless you today.